Hello and welcome to my channel, Reveal and Review, where today I am going to do something a little bit different. I have these Nestle Tollhouse ready-to-bake cookies, and I thought it'd be kind of fun. It's kind of around Christmas time. Couldn't find anything with Christmas on it, but these looked really good, and I've never, believe it or not, at my age, I've never made these ready-to-bake cookies. Never made any kind of cookies, I don't think, that I can remember. Maybe I did when I was little with my mom's help, or something like that, but I can't remember as an adult ever making anything like this. So here's a little thumbnail action for you. Enough of that. It says Nestle Tollhouse Pecan Turtle Delight Cookie Dough with Caramel, Pecans, and Semi-Sweet Chocolate Chips. Now this package is supposed to make 12 big cookies. And let's read the directions here. It says preheat oven to 350 degrees. I have that already going. It says break cookies along pre-scored lines. Place 6 cookies 3 inches apart on ungreased baking sheet. And then bake 13 to 14 minutes or until golden brown. And let's see, tips for better baking. Probably better read those since I've never done this before. For a rounder cookie, slightly round dough corners before placing on baking sheet. Bake 1 baking sheet at a time on center rack in oven. Begin with the lowest time recommended and add time as needed. That's smart. Because you can always add time, but once you put them in there for too long and they're burned, no good, it's too late. Now, it says after baking, cool cookies 2 minutes on baking sheet. Remove to cool completely. So let's I guess there's not really much to this, but just to do it, it says open here for warm, gooey cookies in 14 minutes. So got the handy dandy scissors. Even has a picture of the scissors there to tell you to cut it with scissors instead of trying to rip it like this, which I was originally going to do until I saw that little picture of the scissors there. Might want to mention I'm horrible at cutting it along dotted lines too. I was never any good at crafts when I was a kid. Okay, so there is what we're dealing with. There is 12 cookies right there. So it says to cut them along cut them along the scored lines and place them 3 inches apart. And I guess it says you can only do 6 cookies at a time on a standard baking sheet. So I'm going to follow the rules. The dough's kind of gooey. Well, that's no good. It kind of broke apart there. So we'll start with that one. There's 2 of them there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, one thing I can say is these sure didn't break apart very evenly. Try to put a little bit more of this dough maybe on the end of this one and see what happens. I will be back to show you what these look like before they go into the oven, and then I will show you what they look like coming out of the oven, and then we'll try them and I'll give my rating on them. So, as you can see, there's a few more pecans there that are on there. I'll make sure those get on some cookie so they don't go to waste. But here is the cookie dough we have left. So it's going to take 2 times of baking these. So this is going to take like a half an hour to do this. So I will be back to show you what they look like in just a second. All right, we are back for just a second. I thought I'd show you what they look like. There's what they look like before they're going to go into the oven. And wish me luck. Like I said, never done this before. They're not going to probably be the prettiest looking cookies because they didn't break the dough off real even, but that's just me. I'm a guy. What do you expect? So here we go. Round number 1 going in the oven. And we'll be back when they're out of the oven. All right, it has been about 13 minutes. And there is what they look like when they are done out of the oven. So we should have some fresh baked cookies. I'm going to take them off the cookie sheet, and I will sit back down at the table and try one and let you know how they are. All right, and we are back. And as you can see, I have a cookie here. And there's the one that I picked out of the off of the cookie sheet. And one thing I will say, maybe I should have baked it a little bit longer. I followed the directions for the first time I've ever done this to the letter. It said 13 to 14 minutes, and I cooked them 14 minutes, and they're awful gooey. They're so gooey you can't hardly pick them up and eat them. So, give it a taste test here. If you can see, there's the bottom of them, how they got... how they were cooked. They look about right on the bottom, but they just fall apart when you pick them up. There's that caramel in there you can see. And I think with that caramel, you don't want to cook them too long or they get burned, I would think. But yeah, tastes right on. Tastes right like a fresh cookie right out of the oven. Tastes really good, actually. And I don't know that you'd want to bake them too long because I can taste that bottom kind of crunch that it got on the bottom of it. And it tastes about right. I think if you went too much longer, you'd burn them. So, I don't know. They taste really good, but they're just, you can see they're crumbling apart as I pick it up. So what am I going to rate these? I think I'm going to rate these, given that they're falling apart after I followed the directions, I would rate them a 9, but I think they're going to have to be an 8 since they're falling apart. But if they would stay, maybe they'd be better. I didn't let them cool very long. Maybe they'll be better after I let them cool. But I'd have to say right now they would have been a 9, but I'm going to have to give them an 8 because they're falling apart. But maybe they'll be better after, after they're cool in the refrigerator, after they harden up a little bit. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. But I'm sticking with an 8 out of 10 for the rating. As a side note to these cookies, I let them cool off a little bit, and they are much, much easier to pick up and eat once you let them cool off. So I'm going to revise my rating to a 9 on these. Because I think I just didn't let those cool off quite long enough. But once you let them cool off for 2 or 3 minutes, they do kind of get a little bit more solid where they don't fall apart when you pick them up. So I think that was what the deal was on that. So I'm going to give those cookies a 9 out of 10. And that's my review of it. That's pretty much all I have to say. And I'm going to go wash my hand. I'm going to finish this cookie and go wash the mess off my hands and finish baking the rest of the pack of those and enjoy them some other time. So I'd like to invite you to share this video around, leave a comment if you'd like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure and stop by my channel, check out my other videos. I have lots of food reviews, lots of drink reviews, and a playlist of merchandise unboxings from bands and other YouTubers that I like. So I'm sure if you stop by my channel, you'll find something that will entertain you. And I would like to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Everyone have a good night.